Welcome to the Pendulum Podcast. This is episode 9 because it is the Friendship Questionnaire Part 2. This time, Jackson is going to ask me the same questions. We're going to have a little bit of overlap in the conversation, but a lot of my answers are going to be different. And so we're going to get into it. Let's get right into it. We're not going to do that.
No.
All right. Jackson, you ask me some questions immediately.
Immediately. The same questions.
Yeah, same questions. You can variate, or if something pops in your head, you can ask me, but we're going to go for it.
Do I even want the answers to half of these?
No, you don't have to ask me how long we've been friends, because that's already been established.
Care about that.
2.5 minutes.
Bold of you to say we're friends.
Bold of you. Go ahead, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Well, first question that you asked me last week. As soon as you put your phone down.
Sorry, it's Christopher
You're
again.
not sorry again.
Christopher again.
Okay. Do you think I'm a good man?
Yeah.
You don't have to lie.
Just kidding. I think in your current capacity, you're a good man. I think you... Yeah.
In my current capacity?
You're 25 years old. They say that your frontal lobe doesn't even stop developing until you're 25.
So let's say if I was in the exact same state that I'm in and I'm 35, am I not a good man?
No, you're a good man. Yeah.
Are you saying I'm just doing enough to get by?
No.
What do you mean?
You still have stuff to learn. You still have stuff you need to work on.
God, well, everybody does.
Yeah? Not me. I'm pretty much...
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I think it comes down to my core values and my core beliefs, and you align with that, so then I can perceive you as a good man. Like, if I was a Muslim, I probably wouldn't think you were a good man, because you wouldn't identify with my values, right? But you share a lot of the same values with me, and when we talk about certain things, like protecting women or, values that we should have as a society, you and I pretty much align. And so, yes, I think you're a good man. I think that you would take action if somebody was harming somebody, and I think that you could, you could loan somebody some money or like help somebody out and not put it on social media. Like, I think you're a good man. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Short, long answer. Yeah, sure. Hell yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Okay.
What do you think? I'll read this exactly how you wrote it. What do you think is the biggest thing personality-wise that I need to work on? Personality-wise.
As much as you have tried, and I've noticed the effort, I think you still need to work on how much other people's opinions matter to you.
Oh, facts.
You still need to work on that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can get leveled by somebody that doesn't matter. And it just shouldn't matter, dude. It just shouldn't. And what's funny is that you let some people's opinions that should matter kind of go by the wayside a little bit. Like, and I can't think of any specific person or instance that's happened, but I have noticed that where I'm like, wow, I would have thought you would have cared about that. And you're just like, I don't care. And I don't know if that's you like just playing it off and then going home and being like, oh my God. But I have seen that and I'm like, wow, that surprised me. But yeah, other people's opinions matter to you a lot, and it shouldn't at all. And it's me, and we're, really close, and so, but I even kind of poke at you about that sometimes. Like, I'll do stuff just to see if you're going to let me do it to you, and you let me do it to you. And I know this because if I get you, you won't say anything in the moment, but you'll repeat it later. Specifically, the decal on the back window of your truck. I was like, I wouldn't have done that. It got to you because later on, we're walking out to your truck and you're like, you pointed at it, you're like, I wouldn't have done that. It got to you. Why do you let it get to you? Who gives a shit about me? I shouldn't matter. But it got to you because you're like, oh man, should I have not done that? Like, it's your truck, dude. You want to paint it pink and put dildos everywhere, I don't care. But just me saying I would not have put that decal on my truck, like, bothered you a lot. So, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have done that.
I don't know. I guess I'm just afraid to make the wrong decision, or I'm afraid to be looked down upon. I'm afraid to be considered someone who makes the wrong decisions. That's why I'm so concerned about what other people think of me, is because I don't want to be looked at as someone like a bad guy.
Well,
a piece of shit.
Being a bad guy and making bad decisions is two different things. And just let me break it down for you so that way everybody else that's watching can stop screaming. It doesn't matter what decisions you make. You're always going to be the bad guy in somebody's eyes. It doesn't matter if you think about it for 10 years and finally make a decision. The decision that you ended up making, you took too long. So you made the decision long ago. You're going to make the wrong decisions. And the best thing you can do, and we talked about adversity in like the first episode or the second or whatever. Adversity is a good thing. So like, just do something. Make the decision. Learn from the mistake. Or, hey, we got the wrong... So you're terrified of making the wrong decision? Most of the time, making the wrong decision is what gets you to the place you're trying to go, because you learned, hey, I can't do it that way. Or I can't do it this way. So making the wrong decisions is a good thing. Now, making the wrong decisions over and over and over again and never learning from them is a bad thing. But if you're trying to come up with the best answer and you just can't, just jump, dude. Figure it out. There's two paths, man. Blue or pink. Pick one. It doesn't matter. Because 5 feet down the trail, there's another path. There's another V in the road, or another fork in the road, and you got to make another decision.
As long as you're not circling back.
That's what I'm saying.
Then okay.
If you are an overthinker, a chronic overthinker, most of the time you're going to make the wrong decision because you take too long. You're overanalyzing everything, and it gets all muddled up. And then by the time you're all done, you can't even really come up with the idea the reason why you made the decision, because you're so burnt out and all your neurons are all fried. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Make the wrong decisions, dude. I've made 1,000 wrong decisions.
Yeah. I care too much what people think. And I don't know how to stop it.
Well,
because I'm aware of it. I don't know how to stop it.
I think it comes with being younger, too. I used to care a lot more. What my friends at the time thought, what society thought of me, and I don't know, I probably like 32, 33, maybe, let's just say 35.
You're so old.
I was just like, why does it matter? Like, why does it matter if these people to my face are like, oh yeah, you're a cool guy, and then turn around and talk crap behind my back? Why does that matter? It doesn't matter to me. Or they say to my face, I think you're a piece of shit. Okay. My wife and kids don't. My mom and dad don't. The people that love me and actually know me for me don't. So then why do I care what you think? Some jackass. I don't care. So it's like you base your personality on essentially what the people that actually matter think of you. And the people that don't matter, then it doesn't matter. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, why are you worried about everybody else? The only people you should be worrying about is the people you see every day, or every other day, or, the people you actually spend your life with. Some jackass sees us on a podcast, and, he said something bad. That guy's a piece of shit. I don't care about that. I don't care. Because the people that matter to me love me for me. and they think I'm a good person, or they lie to me well enough to where I believe them. So, there you go. Next question. Oh, shoot. I almost crapped that everywhere.
Well, do you think I'm a... Okay. Do you think I'm a good boyfriend? This sounds gay. Do you think I would be to somebody?
From what I have seen, I think that you... So, yes and no. I think you are too good of a boyfriend at times, and I think other times you're not a very good boyfriend at all. But I think you're a really really good boyfriend. You put the woman's needs at a very high importance level, sometimes above your own, which I don't like. And you genuinely care. You're very communicative. You're good at speaking about your feelings and stuff like that, and so you can kind of iterate or explain what you're feeling and kind of the way the direction you want the relationship to go. But yeah, I think you're a good boyfriend. You don't like that?
No, I thought there was more.
Oh, do you want more?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because you're worried about what they'll think of you, but I think sometimes you are... how can I say this? I think you're selfish. That's what I think. Holy cow! I think you're selfish. I think you sometimes are more worried about dealing with the problem in the moment than you are not dealing with it and not having to see the fallout, if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense at
No.
all. So I think you're more apt. So I think you're more apt to like accept responsibility or like lie and say, "Oh well, this is this and that is that," to not actually have to be a part of the problem, if that makes sense. Like you'll just kind of defer. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
That yeah, you just like defer when you should attack the problem immediately and be like, "Hey, this, and this," but you kind of defer. You just kind of like, And I'm way more aggressive as a person than you are, but like, yeah, I don't like that you do that. I think that's dishonest. Deferring, I think, is dishonest by nature because you're not telling them your true feelings. Whether it's you're upset at them or you don't want to date them or this. I think when you defer, I think you're just ultimately being dishonest and you're not giving them the actual picture of what you are actually thinking. You're giving them this tiny little piece, and over here you're like, this and there's a lot more here, but I'm going to give you this little piece because it doesn't sound bad. Like, and you can justify it by saying I'm trying to save this person's feelings, or I'm not trying to create an issue, or whatever. But like, ultimately, it's just dishonesty. It's not right. It's not.
Oh, I definitely do that.
Yeah, That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and I think that your relationships would improve tenfold if you were not only honest with them, but honest with yourself. Because I think sometimes you talk yourself into it. And this is a past thing. I haven't seen you... To be fair, you haven't been in a relationship in over a year, right? So this is a past thing, what I've seen in the past. I haven't seen you in a relationship, so I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. But
Well, I am seeing someone now.
That's what I heard. I heard she looks like a horse.
I don't know where you heard that from.
If you see Jackson hanging out with a horse around town, you're going to see
Mr.
her.
Ed.
Oh,
what's his name?
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed.
They used to put peanut butter in his lips, and he would like that, and that's why he talked. That's how he talked. I don't know if anybody knows that, but that's what's up. Anyway, Next question. Get her going. We got to do this. We got 114 minutes of time. We got to make it happen. Let's go.
Well, I guess this question is directly correlated to the last one. What do you think I could do to improve upon my relationship or relationships? I think you kind of already
touched on that. Also, from what I've seen in the past, I think you need to protect yourself more. I've seen you've kind of get taken advantage of in the past because and I've mentioned this to you before in private. I think sometimes having someone is worth more. So having someone that is a good relationship isn't worth more than just having someone, if that makes sense. Like, you allow certain things to happen that are either toxic or completely out of bounds just to keep that person in your life. Like the dream that you have of, your wife in the kitchen with the apron, like making stuff and like that dream that you have of like your kids running around and all that stuff. You're not going to get that with that person. But I think that you just having a warm body in the house was worth more.
Just trumps all the rest of it.
Yeah, it was worth more than getting treated like crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Having a little bit more self-respect.
So I guess I should say I waited a while to tell you about this new one because I wanted to be sure that it was right for me. And I guess, like, seal of approval isn't the right term, but I wanted to be sure that all of, like I said, not that there isn't going to be red flags, but there isn't right now. And everything in this person meets the criteria of building a foundation towards what that goal it would be. And she's on the same level.
Yeah.
So I specifically didn't, because there's been times, and this kind of goes back to the question you didn't ask me last episode about, like, was there a time I hurt your feelings and you didn't tell me or whatever?
Yeah.
Because there has been times where I bring up people or people who might be of that same caliber, just, somebody new who could be potentially. And there's been times where you just like, oh my God, you're still on that. And it's like, yeah, I am still on that. That's what I want in my life. Sorry,
That's not what it is, though. When I do that, that's not what it is. It's, so it's, and I'm going to be brutally honest here, so don't take offense to this. It is exhausting. It is exhausting when I perceive you making the wrong moves and being with the wrong people and me giving you advice constantly and you not taking it. It's exhausting. And so there's a little bit of like, I don't want to use the term like trauma, but there's a little bit of friendship trauma there, dude. I basically had to go out in the driveway and tell you I wasn't going to be your friend anymore unless you got rid of that girl. Pretty much. I was like, I'm over it, dude. Like, it's over. I'm not going to allow you to be treated like that in front of me, so it's either you disappear or she does. It's basically how that went down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting watching you go through that and me not being able to help at all. And, like, me and Jody literally were on the same page. We're like, I can't do anything. I'm not going to try anymore. So when you bring it up, it's like it's bringing that up again. It's like, oh, here we go again. Like, and you've showed us in the past what that's going to look like. And so that's exactly what I expect. Does that make sense? Is that fair to say?
I don't know if it's fair to say. I get what you're saying, but it's like I've learned from that, and now I'm more carefully vetting who I do tell you about.
Yeah.
So
it's also the fact that I've been with the same woman for 20 years. So, like, the whole dating thing is just very uninteresting. And the other part of it, too, is that, like, with the other one that lived right down the red sweater, Christmas time red sweater lady.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So we, like, got to know her, really liked her, and then all of a sudden she disappeared one day, and it's like, I don't know how many times I want to do that. Like, it's almost worth it for Jody and I just to be like, all right, you do you. We don't want to care or meet these people until you figure it out, and then maybe we will. Like, after
In my own way, that's
months.
exactly what I did. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Because I realized you didn't care, and I had to accept
It's
that.
hard to care.
I get it. That's fine. It initially hurt my feelings because as a friend, I needed your advice. And I also needed you to understand how much I value your advice and how much you need to understand how serious it was to me. That I wasn't just like, oh, this is another same kind of girl or whatever. Like this is what I want. This is,
Okay, that's fair. But how was I to know?
Well, the fact that I hadn't brought it up for such a long time, and I put that whole thing aside. Didn't even think about it. Didn't bring it up. And then I brought one up at that one time, and you're like, "You're still on that?" I'm like, "What do you mean I'm still on it?" This
That's
is the first
not
time
true. That's not true.
What do you mean it's
That's
not
not true?
How is it not
That's
true?
not true. It comes up, I would say, on average, at least once a month, if not more than that. The last one, you were like, "Oh, Facebook dating." I was on Facebook dating, checked it out, it wasn't for me. Then you messaged some girl that was at the coffee stand. Then you got back on Facebook dating this last time. Like, it's a reoccurring thing. It's not like you exited out and you stopped telling me for a year. That's not what happened. You kept it going. And then there was also our friends were calling me going, "Oh, we saw Jackson walking down the road with his backpack going to see girlfriend over here." Like, that stuff throughout this year where you staved off and you're like, "I'm not going to do the women thing," it did continue. It's not like it was just a whole year of silence. So, like, and I'm not saying that that's not okay. You deserve to be with somebody. What I'm saying is that for us, we never got enough of a chance to be like, "Wow, that really hasn't happened in a long time. Maybe it has changed," right? Because I felt like, to be honest with you, and I don't want to sound like narcissistic when I say this, but honestly, I thought you just did it for me, so I would shut up.
Did what for you? Brought it up?
No, stop talking about girls, because I told you so many times I was like, I don't care anymore. So I thought you just stopped doing it around me. I didn't think you actually did it for a long time, up until like the last 6 months. I didn't think you actually did it. I thought you just, like, stopped telling me about it so I wouldn't be like, "I don't care, dude." Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought happened. And then, like, I don't know, it was probably 6 months in, I was like, golly, he really hasn't said anything. And then that was, like, it was right around that time. It was probably 4 months ago, maybe, when you were like, "Oh, yeah, so-and-so talked to me about Facebook dating. I'm going to give it a shot." And actually, I want to say Facebook dating was after you messaged the coffee stand girl. And then the whole thing with Jody at the bar happened. Like, that stuff, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. It's a constant reoccurring weirdness and, like, what I perceive as, like a, I don't know, it's like a, like stress that I don't want to deal with, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be there for you and give you advice, but in the past you've shown me that when I give you advice, you're not going to listen anyway. Because the girl meant more than my advice at that time. So I'm not saying I'm not going to give you advice anymore or that I don't want to hear about it, but it's there's going to be a weird transition. You have to prove to me that has happened, because my mind instantly, every time the girl thing comes up, my mind instantly goes right to that place where I'm like, "Oh, here we go again." And I'm not trying to be unfair to you. I'm not, 100%. That's my honest, like, every single, and I'm not the only one, dude. This isn't just me.
I get it. Well, listen, you and I are on the same page. I realized you didn't care, or whatever variation of combination of one, whatever. Yeah. So I'm doing me now. So that's it.
Well, and that's what I wanted you to do the whole time. You understand that, right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
I didn't realize that's what you wanted me to do. I didn't put that together until it was like I just realized how I just wasn't getting anything useful from you, and then you kept hurting my feelings every time I brought it up. So I was like, well, fuck it. I just won't tell him. And then I just figured it out on my own.
I wanted you to do you the whole time. I wanted you.
Why didn't you just say that?
I did.
I don't think so.
What? Okay. Folks listening, I said, Jackson, you need to figure out how to be alone and be successful being alone before you can properly be with somebody, because then you won't get taken advantage of and you won't be with them just to be with them, because you'll be okay. If that relationship sucks, you'll leave it alone because you're fine being alone. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not mean...
The way you said
Do
it,
you?
that makes sense. And yes, you did say that.
Yeah.
What you had said before about going out and figuring it out on my own is different than just being alone and figuring it out on my own. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the whole point was for you to be alone long enough to where you were okay if you got in a relationship and somebody was taking advantage of you or it just wasn't working out. You wouldn't hold on so fucking tight like you did before. You'd be like, you know what, man? I don't need this because I got my cat and I'm good at home by myself.
That's exactly what I did with the red shirt girl.
Yeah.
Exactly what I did. And
no,
you were like,
I don't agree.
What?
I don't agree with that.
It wasn't for me.
No,
I told you. I mean, there was other aspects, but she wasn't ambitious.
Nope. I don't agree.
You don't agree?
Yeah. You want to hear what I think? 100%?
Sure.
100%. I think that sex matters a lot to you in a relationship, and you were not physically attracted to that woman, and that ruined it for you. I think there was other aspects that you could blame it on, but I think that was numero uno.
I don't know if it was number one, but it was a factor. I will agree with you. Am I not allowed to be sexually attracted to my partners?
But, so you're allowed to make that choice, but you're not allowed to say, I'm all grown up now. I make, decisions based on what's good for me when that was the actual reason. Does that make sense? Is that fair to say? Like, you can't be like, ooh, I'm not sexually attracted to that chick. I want to bounce, but I'm a big boy now. I can make my own decisions. I don't feel like that's fair. Because those are two, if you were extremely sexually attracted to her, like the last one, you would have stayed longer. That's what I'm saying. Is that fair to say? Is that correct?
Maybe. I would have overlooked whatever else had come up, maybe.
That's my point, though. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make. Is if you would stay for the sex, then you haven't figured out the actual idea of what the whole reason I'm trying to say is like, yeah, sex is cool and everybody cares about it, but your self-respect is more important. So like, if you're going to get with somebody, you could be to the point where you're like, I'm all right being alone, minus a warm body in my bed, and also minus all these problems that this is bringing. I'm okay walking away from this because I have my own dignity. That's what I mean. And I think it's important that we get out of the mud with this, right? Like I'm explaining myself very clearly to you because I don't want to hurt your feelings when I say I don't care. But it's also really hard for me to care. It's exhausting. It's a lot of I dated in my teens. I met Jody when I was 21. I didn't really have to do any of that stuff, and I feel for you because it's got to be exhausting for you too. Putting in all this effort and going out to dinner with these idiots. we don't care about each other. Like, let's just leave, dude. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, so it's got to be hard. But I think I want to put this in perspective here because I think you are doing the right thing. I think you're trying to find a partner that matches with your beliefs and that, it isn't going to take advantage of you. And I think that's good. That's why this next one could be a good thing because you looked at what actually matters. I mean, I'm sure you're sexually attracted to her, but that's the main thing.
It wasn't my first concern, though.
Well, and that's good. I mean, here's the thing. Sex in a relationship happens. You have to be sexually attracted to your partner. But it's not the only thing.
The way I've always looked at it, well, okay, not always, but the way I look at it now is good sex is awesome. but it should be a byproduct of a good relationship,
Yep.
not your main goal.
So nobody will tell you this, but good sex is not physical.
I
Good sex is
completely
emotional.
agree.
Good sex is emotional.
Yep.
So if you have a good emotional connection with somebody and you guys are on the same page, you're going to have good sex either way. And if you don't have chemistry, because chemistry is emotion, if you don't have chemistry, it's not going to work. There are relationships where you guys can just be physically attracted to each other and go out and have wild, sweaty hippo sex.
Why would you say it like that?
But those relationships aren't going to last because there's no foundation. There's no emotional connection there. So anyway, let's move on because we're going to last 62 hours on that. So get on the next. Hit it up.
Oh, this one. Who in our relationship is most likely to end the relationship?
Ooh, this one's going to be good.
Do you want to go back to how I answered it in the last one?
Nope. You.
Just want to go.
The answer's you.
I'm most likely to end it?
Yep. The answer's you.
Really?
Yep.
Based off of what happened before?
Yeah. Based off of what happened before, and also, it's fair for me to say that you would be the reason, but I would ultimately close. I would be the one that would be like, but you would be the reason, if that makes sense. Like I said earlier, I said something like, I have to protect you from me. Mm-hmm. Well, so like the situation that happened before, you basically just disappeared from our lives. And I pulled you aside and I said, hey, man, like I'm really feeling like I need more from you. Like you need to come, like we're not friends anymore. Like we don't matter, like whatever. And I pulled you aside and told you my feelings and poured my heart out and said, dude, I need more from you. And you were like, yeah, that's cool. And then 3 months went by. That was about, I would say, a very, very fine hair. I don't know if I can say the other. A very, very fine hair away from the end of our friendship. Very, very fine. Because it's like, I set the precedent in our relationship where I tell you what I want from or need from you to maintain. We are very trusting of each other. You make an action that I don't like. I say, hey, I don't like that. Stop doing that. And please do this instead. You say, oh, okay, cool, I'm going to do that. And then you just don't. That's pretty clearly. And to be fair, I would blame it on you, your lack of awareness. Because you were like, oh, I don't remember that conversation. I do. Because I was telling you what I need from you to be your friend. And you don't remember it. That was even worse than you being like, yeah, I remember it. I just didn't have time. Like, you don't even remember me telling you, like, how much it was important to me. So, I would say that you would end the friendship just because something would happen like that. Or I still feel like there's a little piece of you, because you're a psychopath, that wants to end our friendship for a girl because I think you think it's romantic. Because you're a moron. We talked about that before, too. Where I told... Where you...
But no.
I think that... You heard what I said. I think there is a piece of you that wants to do that because you think it's romantic. Like, when I told you that, you smiled. Like, you envisioned doing it.
That's not why I smiled.
What did I tell you?
Envision it. Yeah, a piece. I get it. You're not saying that's what I want. I understand. Mm-hmm. I understand.
You think it's romantic. You do. Don't lie.
I mean, in the right setting, for the right reason, yeah. Like, if she really meant enough to me, I guess you could call that romantic. But I don't want to do that.
The worst part is that you miss the whole point. Is that if she was worth enough to you, I would never put you in that position. But you misunderstood it and you molded it so much in your brain that you envisioned doing it because you thought man, I really wish I had somebody that I cared about that much. But you missed the whole point where I would never put you in that position. You think I'd do that to Christopher? Lean into him and say, oh, she ain't coming over. You think I would do that?
Chris
He would
not
probably
care.
knock me out and walk away and never speak to me again.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. And that's my best friend in the whole wide world. What would... It would never work. So that's the point, is you shouldn't be with somebody that I would want to do that to. Because if she meant enough for you, I would never put you in that position. If that makes sense. But that's the point you missed. You're off in La La Land dreaming about
I'm not off in La La
punching me in
Land.
the head.
I'm thinking about how you said it earlier. How you said, if I wanted to be with somebody and you didn't agree with that somebody, but I was choosing said somebody, just because it doesn't get your approval? Like,
yeah, but what would be the one time that, and my approval is a crazy thing to say, but what would be the one time that I would not want you to be with somebody, and would be passionate enough to where I would want to sacrifice our friendship? What would be that relationship?
I don't know.
Would be where,
based off of, like, I get where you're going with this. You want to say that if it was truly worth,
if she was a psychopath,
then I shouldn't be with her anyway, right? That's what you're trying to say.
yeah.
Okay.
And if she was good enough and here for the right reasons and had your best intentions at heart and was a good person, like nobody cares about the flaws, dude. I don't care if she has 3 ears. The point is that if she is good for you. So here's the thing is, and I've said this a lot, you can be good people, but just not good together. You can love each other, but just not be good together. Two good people can have good chemistry and actually care about each other and still not be good together. That's a possibility. Just because you love each other and you have chemistry, it doesn't mean it's going to work. So, anyway, let's go. Keep going.
Okay, all right. What do you like best about me? Did you ask me that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You told me my honesty.
Do you even like me?
I think my favorite thing about you is the fact that I can literally, and I don't mean literally like figuratively, I mean I can literally say anything to you. And it's, most of the time you're going to take it like a joke. I can say anything. I mean, how often do I tell you to commit suicide? Or are you not allowed to say suicide on the...
I have no idea.
I don't know. How often do I tell you to unalive yourself? Or that I'm going to unalive myself? Which, you shouldn't joke about that because we're going to do an episode on that. But I also believe you should be able to joke about things that are serious. But aside from that, like, I could say anything to you, and you don't take offense to it.
I have to brush it off.
Is there stuff that you wouldn't want to brush off? Like, so I guess I should ask, is there stuff that I say to you where you're like, I'm going to brush that off, but it actually bothers me?
Like such a small percentage, it's almost not worth talking about. But stuff, especially like the kill yourself stuff, doesn't really mean much to me. But like the smaller stuff that you could almost read into like personally does break me down a little bit. But I know I have to remind myself that I know that's not how you mean it, and that's just a dichotomy we have. So that's why I joke about it, because I have to remind myself we're just joking. Do you see what I'm going?
It's
with
all
that?
for a joke. I've explained that to you before. Like if it was like, if you're like, hey man, like we can't joke about that. I don't like that. I'd be like, oh shoot, sorry man, I won't say that.
Yeah.
But like the one of my favorite things about my friendships, not just with you but with everybody, is that like you can sit in the shop and just razz each other and just talk all the smack in the world and pretty much, like, old ladies are off limits, but like you can say in anything. Oh, you don't talk about Christopher's mom either. You can't do that. He doesn't like mom jokes. But like anything's up for grabs. It's awesome because you can just, and you're not worried about hurting each other's feelings and whatever. Like it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, I can talk to you about your ass if I wanted to.
What if that was the one thing I said you couldn't joke to me about?
I would still do it 100%.
No, you can't do that.
No, I would. No, I would, because I know you're not serious.
No, I'm saying if I was serious.
Oh, if you're like, I think my butt's too big, dude. You can't make fun of my ass.
What if I had 4 butt cheeks and I was really self-conscious about it?
Oh no, then I would probably call you cheeks or something funny. Oh no. All right, we got to quit messing around. We're wasting time.
Quit clicking stuff.
Get it going. Clicking what? Okay, you go next.
It's. Quit clicking stuff.
I could do
You're
what I want.
distracting me.
Right.
What do you like the least, or what is my biggest character flaw? I'm pretty sure that's how you meant that. You typed it. I have no idea.
Yeah. So this.
Character.
Golly. Okay. Well, I'll do it for the podcast. This has never been spoken about, and it's something
Really?
that I despise that you do. I despise it. Are you ready?
I don't know.
No, you're not ready. Well, I'm going to do it. Sometimes, and I don't know. The reason I've never brought it up is because I don't know if you do it on purpose or if it's accidental, but it looks like it's on purpose. And me and Christopher have spoken about this before. You do this sad boy thing. You do a sad boy routine, and I can't stand it. You like mope around with your hands in your pockets and like kick rocks and just like, and you're like looking at the floor, or like like in a crowd setting, if there's several people, it looks like you do it for attention, because you'll go over in the corner and just like,
What?
oh yeah, 100%, and it bothers me. Like, I'm like, what are you? Do you think that everybody wants to stare at you being a sad boy? Like, knock it off. Like, it's enough to where me and Christopher have spoken about it before.
Why haven't you said anything?
Well, because it's just.
I would. What?
It's
Why
just-
haven't you ever said anything?
It's just like
to
an
me?
annoying thing. It's not like a big, huge deal, but it's like, dude, it's annoying as hell. Like,
This
what are
is
you-
a big deal
What
to
are you
me.
walking around being a sad boy
You just told
for?
me you
What are
could tell
so
me
s-
anything.
Yeah, I can.
Why didn't you say?
You have
I
to
would tell
pick-
you. I would probably tell you. If I was doing whatever you think I was doing, you go, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'd probably like, "I don't know. I'm over here tripping out. I don't know. I'm staring at something that doesn't matter." Or like, I'm not. I definitely don't do that on purpose.
Okay, well, that's
Hand
good.
over my
That's
heart
good,
because I didn't even know I did that.
if you did it on purpose, it would be worse. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so you do this. This is you right here. You go.
I don't do that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
When?
You stare off into space and you make noise. Like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
I don't make noise.
You do not like noise with your stuff, but like, right? It's
Okay.
for the podcast.
I'll take your word.
Yeah. So, if you don't do it on purpose, you don't even realize it. I'm just saying, like, from an outside perspective, it looks like you're doing it for attention. And this is, to be fair, this is something that has been ingrained in me since I was a child. And it's probably one of my toxic traits, is that if my parents basically taught me that if you do things purposefully for attention, you're basically a piece of shit. If you seek attention, like when people go on Facebook and they're like, "Oh, I wish that wouldn't have happened, ... You're not my friend anymore, dude. Delete. I don't care about that. What a waste of my time. Oh my God, what happened? Are you okay? I literally just unfriend. Don't care. Don't care. What a waste of... I can't even... Words don't even describe how that makes me feel. And that's something that my parents ingrained in me. It's like, don't do things directly for attention. Just don't. Like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at... No, I can't stand that shit, dude. I can't stand it. Ridiculous. Anyway. And that's... So the reason I'm saying that is that happening probably triggers... I hate that word. Probably triggers me in a certain way that it doesn't anybody else. If that makes
Well,
sense.
son of a bitch. I had no idea I was doing that.
Anyway. Yeah, so Chris is going to listen.
maybe
Chris is going to listen to this and be like, "Oh, the cat's out of the bag." But you can 100% ask him in person, and he will tell you. It's happened
What
before.
the
Yeah.
Point it out next time.
Well, I will now. I'll just be like, "Hey, quit being a sad boy and get your ass over here. We got stuff to do."
I'm probably thinking about who knows what. I don't.
being a moron.
Damn it. Now I'm going to be super
Now I'm
self-conscious.
going to mess with you and be like, yo, you're being a sad boy. You'll be like, I'm smiling right now. Okay, next. Go ahead. Come on, we're doing this.
Oh, who in our friendship gets a better deal out of our friendship / is one taking advantage of?
I don't think either of us take advantage of each other, but I do think you get the better deal. And here's why. And this is going to sound kind of pompous, but I'm 41 years old. I'm fairly established. Everything that I do, I can do without you. But here's the thing. I believe you shouldn't need your friends. You should want them. And so I want you to be involved, and I want you to be here. But I don't need you to be involved. I can do all this stuff by myself. And I specifically do things that you want to do to involve you. So like me and Christopher do the diesel stuff, and we do the hot rod stuff, and we do that without you sometimes. You and I, the forklift thing is our thing. It would, to be completely honest with you, it would probably be easier with Christopher because he knows more. I could just, Christopher, go out there and fix everything, and he just, but it is an opportunity for you and I to hang out. It's an opportunity for me to teach you a bunch of stuff about stuff you don't know anything about, and you get to mess with, and we're making money. So it's like a win-win-win, right? But, so, I think you get the better deal. The reason that I say that is that every old guy that I've ever hung out with that had a skill set like me that I hung out with when I was your age, I got the better deal. They would invite me to dinner at their house and feed me deer that they hunted that last weekend, or teach me how to build a driveline, which I had never done before, and not ask me for really anything in return other than just me to exist. And that I've had several friends like that were 10, 15 years older than me that did that for me, and that's why I kind of continue the old guy tradition, which I'm not an old guy, but like I continue the old guy tradition, like you're a younger guy, I can instill some knowledge on you that was passed down to me by older people, and you don't really have to do anything for me other than exist and be a respectable person and respect my household. Like, I don't really ask anything of you, if that makes sense. Like, I don't ask you, I'm not like, oh, Jackson, can you whatever? Like, Jody asks you to take the garbages out every once in a while, but like, you don't really have to do anything when you're here.
No, I do stuff, though, because I want to. Mm-hmm. Like, we do a lot of stuff that benefits you more than me here, but I don't look at it like that because the shop has to function as a shop. Yeah. Like, there's duties and there's stuff needs replenished. We have to go to the dump.
Well, yeah, whatever. And it's like it's the same thing that I with Christopher. Like, we pull the diesel trucks in here and we use, wire loom and electrical tape and, 6 feet of wire and electrical connectors. Well, who the hell do you think pays for those? Zip ties. I pay for all that stuff. All the stuff, all the drawers that are full of like materials, I paid for all those with my own money. And so that's why we started talking about when we scrap cars, like putting that in a pot and using that for shop materials. Because like consumables, you go through thousands of dollars a year in consumables. I mean, think about how many zip ties we use. Like a lot. So, and I'm not complaining at all, but the point is that all that stuff, all the shop stuff that we do, I pay for. Think about we're out here welding on your trailer for 2 days straight. Who do you hell thinks pays for the electricity, the welding gas, and the welding rod? Me. But I'm not putting it on you like that. I'm not saying, oh, I have to pay $46 for the. I don't do that. But like that is a thing that I'm providing so the shop can stay open and we can do what we need to do, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
You are kind of already led yourself into it, but my question was going to be, so when you grew up and you were around all the old guys and whatever, you got the better end of the deal.
Oh, yeah.
Am I in the wrong?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
Because
no.
You did it. People did it for you. I'll do it for somebody. And also, one thing, I when you're old, and my goal is to be friends with you when you're old. I mean, you're already old as shit. But when you're older, and I'm more established, and I have this version of my own, I want you to be around, just like your pops is. I want you to be a version of that. I would provide for you in that sense where I want you to be around my stuff now. Now it's my turn. I want that. So
there's another facet to this, too, that I want to mention that's extremely important to me, is that every single person that did that for me holds a very, very specific place in my heart. Some of them are dead now.
all of the older.
Oh, yeah. I will never forget any of those guys. Any of those guys.
Yeah.
Some random dude that I met at Shucks, like at the auto supply place, just invited me into his home and started teaching me how to do tunnel rams on small blocks and stuff. And then like some random dude, again, met at the auto parts store. He's like, oh, you got a Toyota, like you build a driveline, and taught me how to build a driveline, and then invited me to dinner in his home. And I was friends with him until he died and his wife died and his son died. They all died.
Wow.
Except for one of them. But, and then, my buddy, he was like 48 when I was like 26. And we just built stuff together and just did stuff. And he kind of taught me some old school stuff, and and I taught him new school stuff. And we rode dirt bikes together, and just cool people that didn't have to care about me, but they saw something in me that was worth investing in. And so I hold a soft spot in my heart for all those people. I'll never forget them, ever. So, and that's why I do this, is because you have so much knowledge that you gather throughout your life. Like, why wouldn't you be so just enthused to share it? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you want to share it? 30 years from now, when you know all the stuff that I'm showing you now, like, aren't you going to want to take a neighbor kid and be like, come over here and I'll show you how to, whatever. This is the torque sequence for the whatever. And, back in 2025, the guy that mentored me showed me how to correctly sequence the torque on a cylinder head. And this is how you do it. Like, that kind of stuff, man. You pass that on, because, like, that kid maybe doesn't have a dad, or that kid doesn't know. And so, like, that's the whole thing, man. That's the whole thing. Knowledge is supposed to be shared. So,
Yep.
Anyway,
Okay.
moving on.
That being said, how many times have you thought about not being my friend,
One time.
and why? The same.
Yeah.
The same thing
One
we've
time.
already gone over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
One time.
sense.
We were pretty close. So it takes me a long time to decide not to be friends with somebody. And I overthink about this stuff, because I'm always like, okay, am I the problem, or did I do something wrong, or is there something I can change to where I can improve the situation? And you were never all the way there. But there's only been one guy in my life that I decided not to be friends with, and he made it back across that bridge somehow. And that's Jody's best friend's husband. We worked together, and he was on some weird medication. He was just treating me like crap all the time. And I actually, I was supposed to be a groomsman in their wedding, and I pulled out. I said, I don't want to be in your wedding, and I don't want to be your friend. Like, that's how bad it was. He was the only person that ever because he just, every Friday, "What? How you doing, man? Just calling to check in." Just beat me down until I loved him again. Like,
Savage.
but
honestly.
like, literally just never quit trying, man. Our friendship mattered to him so much that he just didn't stop trying. And I think he knew that the cause of it was me being treated a certain way, and that's why. So I think he like felt a little bit of guilt, but the end result was that he fixed it, and we're friends to this day. I just texted him the other day, picture of all of our forklifts, because he's an idiot, dude. This guy. I called him one time. I'm like, "Hey, you got a chainsaw?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, can I borrow one?" He's like, "Well, what kind do you need?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what kind do I need? How many do you have?" And he's like, "I have 9." I'm like, "Who the frick needs 9 chainsaws, bro?" So I text him a picture of the 6 forklifts we have in front of our house.
How many are here? Is it 8?
8. There's 8 here. Yeah. So I text him a picture of the 6 forklifts out front, and he goes, what is wrong with you? He goes, why do you need so many forklifts? And I said, how many do you have? And he's like, 2. I'm like, yeah, dickhead.
That's 2 more than most people
Yeah,
have.
that's 2 more than most homeowners. Yeah, so exactly.
9 saws.
So, yeah, he has 9 chainsaws.
I mean, maybe 3. One for...
That's who I got the ESOB from.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why that ESOB welder is here?
Uh-uh.
So he threw it in the back of my truck one day. And he goes, here, take this home. I'm like, oh, okay. And I go, what do I need this welder for? And he goes, well, I just want to store it at your house in case I'm on the other side and something goes wrong and I need a good welder. So just keep it in your shop.
Okay.
Who has so many welders they can just be like, hey, I need to have one at my friend's house too?
Like pre-dispatching welders?
I ended up making a deal with him and just owning it. I ended up making a deal to where it's mine now. But I think it was like I fixed his 4Runner or something he was trying to sell. But the end result was like legitimately. Yeah, he's like, I have so many welders, you could just have this one. Ridiculous. This guy's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he's got a lot of cool stuff. Let me tell you what, lots of cool stuff.
9 chainsaws.
Anyway. Squirt. Moving on. Whatever the heck.
I don't know what you were trying to say, but we'll move on.
Squidward.
I
don't know what I said.
I think I know the answer to this next question. Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You don't think I trust you?
Well, I thought maybe there was some reason why you were like, I trust you, but.
No. I yes, I trust you.
That's it.
I think that I think that I want to say this properly so that I don't offend you. I think that 99% of it is I trust you because you're trustworthy, and the other 1% is I trust you because I think you're terrified of seeing me be on the other side of that. Does that sound accurate at all?
I suppose. I mean, it's your feelings.
What I mean is like, I don't think that you would ever like cross a line or whatever, but I think that you would be terrified to cross that line. Even if you wanted to, I don't think you would.
Do you think that's because I'm too worried about what everybody thinks of me?
No, I think that would be because you're worried about what I think of you. I think that it would be worse if I came up to you and was like, you're an untrustworthy piece of shit, than if I was like, I just don't want to be your friend anymore. The first one's worse than the second.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying there's a level of fear there. Because I could come to you and confirm everything you've ever thought about yourself in a couple of sentences, and then just let you sit on it forever. So like, and not that I ever would, but I'm saying like what we know about each other creates a level of fear where like trust is backed by fear. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trustworthy and I would never do that, but I sure as hell am not going to do it now because now there's stuff behind all that, right?
Is that toxic?
No, I think that's just like high level trust, like high level friendship. Like, here's the thing: is you know what trust is, right? Trust is just somebody proving to you that they won't do you wrong, but it takes a long time to build trust. It takes a long time to prove that you're not going to do anything because 3 seconds, 3 minutes, 3 days, 3 years, 30 years. Where you're going to trust the person if they've been loyal for 30 years more than 3 seconds, right? So like time builds trust. But if you get to a certain point where like all that trust is backed by dirt now, you're compounding the trust.
What do you mean dirt?
Well, not like dirt, but like...
No, I know you don't mean literal dirt, but what do you mean? Like there's a sustenance, there's a substance.
Yeah. Yeah, like drunken nights in the shop where we talk about, stuff that we're scared of or, the way that our dad did this or, like all that stuff, like the core things that we talk about as men when the doors are closed and nobody's listening. Like, now I know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And
Okay.
that's the dirt. That's the stuff like, you know my triggers. You know my, like, if you wanted to piss me off, you know exactly how. Like, we know each other to the point where, like, now our trust is backed by a little bit of fear because we know a lot.
Well, you also mean a lot to me.
Well, that too. I mean, that's kind of a given.
Right. Dirt.
Dirt.
So,
What the frick am I trying to...
I
That's the
have
second
no
time.
idea.
Squirt.
Squibbity squabbity. What are you trying to say?
Next.
What? That doesn't sound anything like next.
Squirt. I don't know
What?
I don't know what I was trying to say. Squirt. Go ahead.
You know.
Yeah. Squirt.
There's
What is going on? Oh my god.
there is no next.
That's what it smells like.
Oh,
when you know you
there's
become
plenty
a
next.
man,
Never
doofy.
mind. I didn't even see these. What do you think I could do to improve upon my life? There's a lot of levels to that.
Time management.
I want to put a pin in that. Keep going.
Do you want me to elaborate or put a pin in it?
No, is there more subjects?
Yeah. Well, time management and quit caring about what people think.
Okay.
We already
Well,
went into what people think,
So-
but time management, you overextend yourself, and I think you don't use your time wisely, and I think it's because you. I don't think you look at your life holistically. I think you look at it as an hour by hour thing. I think you look at it intervally, if that's a word, intervally.
Okay.
You look at your life in intervals. You don't look at it holistically. So, for instance, 2 weekends ago, I don't remember what we were doing, but Jody and I, something. Anyway, we're not hanging out. We said we're not going to hang out on Saturday. Cool. Oh, me and Christopher were doing that grid heater delete and the muffler on neighbor's truck.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're not going to hang out, so you don't need to be here, whatever. And then I text you later, and I was like, when are you coming back? And you're like, coming back from where? And I was like, from... Because in my brain, that would have been a perfect opportunity for you to rip to and dial that stuff in. And I should have just said your grandma's house.
Eddie?
Squib. Anyway, so me and Christopher were doing the grid heater delete on the neighbor's truck, and I figured it was a perfect opportunity for you to rip to your grandma's house and go check stuff out like you do, and for you to come back. And so I text you. I'm like, when are you going to be back? And you're like, what are you talking about? I didn't leave. And then here we are 2 weekends later, you're going anyway. Like, why didn't you use that time instead of planning a whole nother time when there was another time?
I was doing something else. I have no idea. I don't remember what I did.
You messed around your house and, like, cleaned your house. That's
Yeah,
what you
which
told me.
is also very useful, and I needed to do it. I had like 16
I
loads
know,
of
but
laundry.
it doesn't take an entire day, and that's stuff you could do during the week. Like, you could come over here and play GTA, or you could go home and do your laundry. That's my point.
I've been doing that. I haven't played video games.
No, I'm saying
I think I use my time wisely.
I don't. I think so. I think you could improve. You asked.
Well, everybody
you
can
asked.
improve.
I mean, it's my
I think
question.
Within the last few months, it's been a lot better.
I think you still miss stuff because I think you look at it short-sightedly, maybe a little bit.
Well, that's like the other day I got here after work, and I wanted to be productive and work on stuff. And you had already been off work for a couple hours just because that's what our schedules are at.
Yeah.
And I was ready to go, and you want to play video games. I'm like, well, I kind of don't want to do that.
Yeah, which I understand because the thing that sucks about our schedules right now is we're trying to do this forklift thing together, and
I work 19/10s, and you just don't.
well, I'm off at least 2 hours before you, so I've already worked my 8 hours. Then I get home and work on forklift for 2 hours, and by the time you get here, I just want to sit and play video games and just hang out. And you're like, let's be productive. And I'm like, if we're productive, this is the part that sucks. You get here at 5:30, dog. So if we're productive, it's 7:30, which means dinner and bedtime. I don't get any hangout time because I work when you're not here, and then I work when you are here. That's why there's such a disconnect there. By the time you get here, I'm already burnt, dude.
I think we already addressed this. That just don't. I mean, get here and go chill for 2 hours, or be with her for 2 hours.
No,
and
because
then wait
what
until
happens?
I'm here.
What happens when I go sit on my ass?
Then you're
I'm
done.
not going to want to get out and get it up and go get it going down. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to quit your job, or I need to work until 5:30, which sucks. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm a little taken aback because I thought I was doing great at time management. I go to work. I make my own lunches. I make my own coffee. I go to work. I come straight here. I work for 2.5, 3 hours. I hang out with you. I go home. I take care of everything that needs. I take care of the cat, the house, whatever.
Well, no. So
I read my Bible. I
don't
read
misunderstand.
A book. What?
Don't misunderstand.
What do you mean?
I said your time management needs to be improved. I didn't say it hasn't improved. That's the thing, is you're better, but you're not perfect.
Well, no one's perfect. Get shut the fuck up.
No, what I'm saying is that you still need to improve your time management.
Okay, how would you say I need to improve my time management then?
Look forward in the future more.
How?
Look when you look with your
What? Where? What do you mean?
look in the future, man. Like, make your plans based on a schedule. Like, you got to go and mess around with your grandpa's house, right? Do a schedule. Be like, every third weekend or every other third weekend I'm going to go or whatever. Like, then you can be like, hey, so-and-so's this and that. We're doing this. It's happening. Plan it.
All right. I guess it's hard to make a schedule because half the time we jump in the truck and we go down and buy a forklift or whatever. Or you and I don't do very good at planning because your wife is the one who plans everything. And like I'll be like,
talk to her.
What are we doing tomorrow? And like I guess we're going to whoever's house down the whatever,
out to
and I'm gone
get the heck out
for
of here.
the whole day. And I'm like, well, shit.
I'm not in charge.
You're so frustrated.
And I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm the best at time management. I just happen to have a wife that does that stuff. Mm-hmm. So don't try to get mad at me because I'm not in charge. Anyway,
do you see what I do? You, okay,
it was low level. It was low level time management stuff could still improve.
Whatever,
100%.
Okay, fine.
Get mad about it. I don't care.
I'm already angry.
Next, Squib. Get out. What are we doing?
I don't even want to go to
what?
This. I don't even want to go to
what
this
time? How much time we got?
I don't care.
Holy smokes! It's an hour and 7 minutes. We're almost done. Go ahead. Squib.
Do you? One of these days.
What?
I'm gonna really teach you a lesson about something.
What lesson is that?
I don't know. Whatever this
is. It going to be one of those days where I have to lift your entire body with my neck?
How many times are you going to bring that up? You did it once, and you cried about it for 4 weeks after
because
that.
It hurt my neck. Your entire body's heavy.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I like the way I look. You're fat.
No.
What? Heavy arms. Just don't ever ask him how heavy his arms are.
Heavy arms.
Listen,
get out.
I'm trying to do this, and you're messing around.
Let's quit messing
around. Do
you
you perceive us on the same level? Like, I can check you, you can check me. Do you feel comfortable checking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do. So
yeah, we kind of touched on this with your part. I feel comfortable checking you. There is a little bit of a big brother factor where I have a little bit more checkpoints because of, like, not like checkpoints, but like I can check you a little bit more than you can check me because I'm older and I have more experience. So, like, I can check you about relationships. You probably shouldn't be checking me about relationships, right? So, like, I can check you about family, but you can also check me about family because we both have them, right? So, like, there's levels to it, but yeah. I do perceive you. There is like a big brother thing a little bit over, but I have the same thing with every one of you guys, with Christopher, with trucking company guy, with all of them, all you guys, because I don't look down on you, but I definitely look at you like I'm the big brother, and I think everybody kind of looks at me that way too.
Well, you are ancient.
Yeah, like one time we were really, really drunk at a bonfire, and Christopher's brother was like, "Yeah, man, I really look up to you like a father figure." And he's like, "Well, not that. I can't really think of the words right now." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But he was saying like a person of authority, like a brother, like a big brother. Mm-hmm. But he was drunk, and so he's like trying to figure it out. But and I've always thought of that. I'm like, yeah, I like to be that. Like when you need relationship advice or you need somebody to talk to or stuff like that. I appreciate that I'm trusted enough to be able to provide that for you. So you and all the guys that we hang out with. So I think that's cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna go right into this next one.
Oh my God. Before you go, I wrote this without knowing the answer. So I don't.
Oh.
I don't still think I have an answer.
Okay. Well, the question is, what is one time I hurt your feelings and you never told me? Or one time I hurt your feelings and you did tell me, which we
kind of touched on that one. Yeah.
I want the predecessor to that. What is one time I hurt your feelings and you didn't tell me, if at all?
When you hurt my feelings and I didn't tell you. And I didn't tell you. So I guess I'll go into it like this. Never, but I hurt my own feelings by putting your potential decision-making into the future. And I'll explain the story. So yesterday, I was working on forklifts all day by myself. That's a you and me thing.
I see.
So that's a you and me thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm here working on the shit by myself, which is fine. And I knew that you were going to your grandma and grandpa's with this new girl. Mm-hmm. And I knew that if I called you at 7 o'clock in the morning, I was like, dude, you should reschedule because we have an opportunity to get some shit done. And today's the day. I knew you would have told me to pack sand. And it's because you were going with that girl. Because if you were going alone, you would have. And so I hurt my own feelings without ever asking a question. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm also right.
100%.
Yep.
I had been playing that day for a week with her.
I know.
Yeah.
But
and I'd been looking forward to it.
Well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And
more to further that, you specifically told me you did not want to do forklift stuff on the weekends. And now I understand the reason why is because Chris...
That's not what I said. I said I don't want to waste my weekends doing forklift stuff.
Uh-huh.
But given an opportunity, I didn't say this, but given an opportunity where there's nothing going on, we should be able to jump on it and whatever. So like the idea is like not to waste our weekends. And especially if this lady friend of yours becomes something serious, you're not going to want to be here every night after work and every weekend. So, like, we should be able to have lives. But an opportunity like yesterday is going to come very few and far between. And because Christopher wasn't here, I used it as an opportunity to work on the forklifts and, like, try to progress. And that was my choice. I didn't have to do that. But it made me think of a scenario where I'm like, if I was like, yo, Jackson, like we have an opportunity here. Why don't you just move it to next weekend when we're going to do some hot rod stuff or something else, and then we can get forklift shit done this weekend? I knew because of that girl you wouldn't do it. And it was strictly just because of the girl.
Is that wrong?
I don't know. I don't know. And I don't even know if it's fair for me to ask you to change your plans because an opportunity arises based on somebody else. But I'm just saying that scenario went through my head where I'm like, like, would he? No, he wouldn't. And that's that maybe that's that past trauma thing with the girl stuff, like putting the girl ahead of whatever. And that's when I mentioned the other thing too. What was the other question? Who would be the most likely to end the friendship over a girl? I think it would be you every time. Because my wife wouldn't put me in that position ever. Like, unless you did some crazy stuff where you deserved it. But, like, your relationship with her is different, is separate from our relationship, right? And, like, I think that you, I don't know, dude, you're such a idiot romantic. Like, this grand gesture of, like, well, I'll forget everybody I've ever known for you kind of guy. You know, like, stab me in the heart and I'll keep walking kind of thing. You know, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay, well then there we go. So, like I said, we know a lot about each other. But anyway, yeah, no, I don't think you've ever like hurt my feelings and I didn't say anything. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. But what?
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 I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
You're doing this. Is my nose? Am my nose too big?
Yeah, your nose is too big, and I'm trying to signal you to F yourself.
It's like, is that how it is? Yeah. That's not, no.
You can't just say no.
Anyway. No, you can just say no.
Just say, why don't you just go at any rate? Why don't you start doing that?
At any rate. Yeah, no, this is cool, man. I'm glad we did this. I think this kind of showcases us. Like, this is genuinely a conversation that Jackson and I have. Like, so I did all these questions without you knowing because I wanted to blindside you. I wanted not to blindside you, but like I wanted to have you unprepared because I wanted it to be completely raw and like real and like so. And the other thing too that I want our listeners to know is that this conversation is a lot like a conversation that Jackson and I would have when we've got about 6 or 7 whiskeys in us. We would sit up until 2 o'clock in the morning just talking like this. So,
right here too, at this very table.
At this very table, it wouldn't look as nice, but it would probably be like spilled stuff everywhere and
bottles of stuff.
Maggie sleeping underneath the thing.
Oh man!
But so this is cool. I'm glad we did this.
It was a good idea.
Part 2.
It sucked.
I know it's a great idea, but that's how I know that it was real because it sucked. Mm-hmm. Like it was really uncomfortable a couple of times, like answering the questions honestly.
Yeah.
So like that's it. The podcast is over. We're not friends anymore.
I need to,
but
not waste my time. I need to work on my time management. So yeah,
my
I don't have time for this anymore.
My sister poked at me and she said that every time we start to get deep into some stuff, we kind of back out and we like go into another topic. And originally we were trying to go over topics and kind of overlay, and then go deeper later. Mm-hmm. But this one we were kind of tossed up on what we were going to do. And then when you left to go look after your parents' animals, I thought of this and I just wrote out a bunch of questions and I was like, this will be good because like you'll just have no preparedness, like canned responses to my questions. I didn't want that. I wanted you to be like, oh crap, what do I don't even know. Like I wanted that.
Well,
I wanted it to be awesome.
Did just that. So good job.
And to be honest with you, a couple of these ones I put on here, I didn't even know what I was going to answer with. And I started to think of my responses as you were answering. So it kind of helped me to do it do it to you first. So, well, there we have it, folks. This is part 2 of the questionnaire, friendship questionnaire. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. The sucky, what do you call it?
The sucky, what do you call it? Mm-hmm. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.